I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
The night of Naruto Uzumaki's birth was one of chaos and terror. The village of Konoha had been thrown into turmoil as the monstrous Kyuubi rampaged, forcing the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, and his wife, Kushina Uzumaki, into a desperate battle to protect their newborn son. Yet, amidst the turmoil, something far stranger was happening. When Naruto was born, Minato and Kushina gasped at his appearance. Unlike a typical Uzumaki with bright red hair or a Namikaze with golden locks, Naruto's hair was jet black, with faint streaks of crimson intertwined. But even more alarming was the small, furry tail that curled behind him. What is this?" Kushina whispered in shock. Her body weak from childbirth and the extraction of the Kyuubi. Minato, equally bewildered, quickly checked their son for any other abnormalities. "I don't know, but we can't let anyone see him like this. If word gets out, I'll be treated as an outcast." With no knowledge of why their son bore these features, they made a difficult decision. Minato used a powerful illusion jutsu, a permanent henge, to conceal Naruto's true appearance. His hair turned the usual blonde, and his tail was sealed away along with the Kyuubi. No one, not even Naruto himself, all know the truth. As the Kyuubist rampage was halted at the cost of Minato and Kushina's lives, Naruto was left in the hands of the village. A village that already saw him as a monster, completely unaware of the deeper mystery that lay within him. From the very beginning, Naruto's life was one of loneliness and scorn. Though his features were hidden, his energies chakra always felt different from others. The villagers despised him for reasons he couldn't understand, and the children around him followed their parents' example. "Dobi, you'll never be a real ninja." Kiba sneered during a sparring match in the academy. Naruto growled, his fists tightening. "Shut up, I'll be Hokage one day. You'll see." Laughter erupted around him. Even Iruka, his teacher, sighed as Naruto rushed forward recklessly. Each punch he threw was unrefined, each movement clumsy. Despite his natural endurance and growing strength, he lacked finesse. Sasuke Uchiha, his self-proclaimed rival, only watched in silence. Something about Naruto's tenacity intrigued him. But the blonde's failure was inevitable. No matter how hard Naruto tried, he always fell short. When the Genin exams arrived, Naruto's frustration only grew. Once again, he failed the basic clone jutsu, sealing his place at the bottom of the class. TCH, dead last as always. Sasuke muttered under his breath, dejected. Naruto sat alone outside the academy. No one believed in him. No one ever had. But then, someone approached him with an opportunity. Naruto turned to see Mizuki, one of the academy instructors, standing in the shadows. "You want to be a ninja, right?" Naruto's eyes widened. "Of course," Mizuki smirked. "Then I have a secret test for you. If you pass, you'll become a genin immediately. All you have to do is steal the scroll of seals from the Hokage's office." Naruto, eager to prove himself, didn't question Mizuki's motives. That night, he successfully broke into the Hokage's office, swiping the sacred scroll before escaping into the forest. Breathing heavily, he unrolled the parchment and read its contents. The first technique listed caught his eye immediately: Shadow Clone Jutsu. This is way different from the normal clone jutsu. As he trained, something unexpected happened. His body felt alive. Energy surged through him in a way he had never experienced. Unbeknownst to him, his suppressed sayain instincts were responding to the intense exertion, strengthening him in ways beyond human comprehension. Before he could test this newfound strength, Iruka arrived, panting from exhaustion. "Naruto, what have you done?" "Mizuki told me about a secret test. If I learned a technique from this scroll, I could become a genin," Naruto explained hastily. Iruka's eyes widened. "Naruto, you've been tricked. Mizuki just wants the scroll for himself. A sinister laugh echoed through the clearing as Mizuki appeared, kunai in hand. Too late, Iruka. The demon brat already did my job for me. Naruto's fists clenched as Mizuki's words cut deep. Demon brat. Mizuki grinned wickedly. You don't know, do you? The reason everyone hates you. It's because you're the Kyuubi reincarnated. Naruto's heart pounded. His body trembled not in fear, but in fury. For years, he had endured their glares, their scorn, and now it all made sense. Something inside him snapped. For the first time, his hands flickered, his blonde hair darkened, streaks of red appearing amidst the black. His nails sharpened, his muscles tensed. The air around him pulsed with an insane force. Mizuki hesitated. What the? Iruka, despite his injuries, saw it. Naruto was changing. But it wasn't just the Kyuubi's chakra, it was something else entirely. With an animalistic roar, Naruto launched himself forward. Faster than Mizuki could react. His punch sent the traitorous instructor flying into a tree. Cracking the bark on impact, Naruto's breath was heavy. His body coursing with newfound power. Naruto, Iruka whispered, both in awe and fear. Naruto turned, his eyes still filled with rage. But upon seeing Iruka's concern, he hesitated. Slowly, his body returned to normal, the mysterious transformation fading away. Naruto, Iruka said firmly, stepping forward despite his wounds. You are not a demon. You are Naruto Uzumaki, and you will make an amazing ninja. Tears welled up in Naruto's eyes. He had never heard those words before. No one had ever acknowledged him like that. Iruka smiled and removed his own headband, tying it around Naruto's forehead. Congratulations, you're officially a genin, Naruto beamed, rubbing his eyes. Really, I did it, Iruka nodded. Yeah, but we'll have to talk about what just happened back there. As the two left the clearing, Naruto's mind raced with questions. What had happened to him? Why had he changed like that? And more importantly, who was he, really? Little did he know. This was just the beginning. The next morning, Iruka arrived at the Hokage's office. His mind still reeling from the night before. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, looked up from his desk, a knowing yet concerned expression on his face. You have something to report. Iruka, the elder shinobi asked. Iruka took a deep breath. It's about Naruto. Something happened last night. Hiruzen frowned. Go on. Iruka recounted the events in detail. From Naruto's sudden transformation to the overwhelming power he displayed. Hiruzen's eyes narrowed in deep thought, fingers steepled beneath his chin. A transformation, and it wasn't the Kyuubi's chakra. I don't think so, Lord Hokage. Iruka admitted. It felt different. Hiruzen sighed, rubbing his temples. There may be more to Naruto than we ever realized. And so, the mystery deepened. The following day, Naruto sat in the classroom, buzzing with excitement. The time had come for team assignments. Despite his enthusiasm, his mood soured when he was placed on a team with Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. What? Why do I have to be with the bastard? Naruto shouted. Sakura groaned. Great, I'm stuck with the Dobi. Iruka sighed. Enough, you three. You'll be meeting your new sensei soon. As the door slid open, a silver-haired man with a mask covering half his face stepped in. My first impression of you guys, you're a bunch of idiots. Naruto growled. He already didn't like this guy. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood before Kakashi Hatake in an open training ground. The morning sun casting long shadows over the field. Their new sensei had an air of casual disinterest as he held up to small silver bells, letting them jingle softly in the breeze. All right, you three, your test is simple, Kakashi drawled. Your goal is to take these bells from me before noon. Whoever fails gets sent back to the academy. Naruto's eyes widened. Wait. There are only 2 bells, exactly. Kakashi's visible eye curved into an amused expression. That means at least one of you is guaranteed to fail. Sakura frowned. That's not fair. Life isn't fair, Kakashi replied, tucking the bells into his pocket. You have until noon. Begin. The moment he said those words, the 3 genin scattered. Naruto, true to his impulsive nature, charged in headfirst, fists swinging wildly. "I'll get those bells in no time, believe it," Kakashi sighed, sidestepping easily before hooking a foot under Naruto's ankle and sending him tumbling into the dirt. To slow, Sasuke and Sakura, watching from their hiding spots, took note of Naruto's reckless approach. Sakura bit her lip. This isn't going to be easy. Meanwhile, Sasuke narrowed his eyes. He knew he couldn't just attack head-on. He needed a strategy. The battle against Kakashi unfolded with each genin trying their own tactics. Sakura attempted to use her intelligence, trying to locate Kakashi's weaknesses, but found herself caught in a genjutsu that left her paralyzed with fear. Sasuke fared slightly better, using his superior speed and skill to engage Kakashi briefly, even managing to force him to reveal a bit of his true ability. Naruto, after being humiliated multiple times, decided to use his newfound strength. He closed his eyes, trying to reach into that strange power that had emerged against Mizuki. As his energy spiked, a faint crimson glow flickered around him. Kakashi noticed instantly. That's not normal. Naruto dashed forward with a burst of speed far beyond his usual capabilities, forcing Kakashi to get serious. With precise movements, the Junin countered, knocking Naruto back before he could fully unleash his strength. By the time noon arrived, none of them had obtained the bells, however. When Kakashi brought out lunch and saw Naruto about to go hungry, Sasuke and Sakura made the decision to share their food with him. With a small smile, Kakashi declared, "You pass."